is up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Walker Ford, sunny Clearwater, Florida, and we're here to answer a big question. What is the value price when it comes to the best bang for the buck, features and whatnot? Which way do you go with an F-150? Because as a lot of you are aware, Ford has brought back the Ranger. A lot of people have been talking and debating about price point. What you're gonna find with this full-size pickup truck is the way that it sits at the end of the day, MSRP right around $40,000. But let's go ahead and dive into this 2019 Ford F-150. What makes it a little bit extra special is it has the STX package, and we'll talk about that in a second. But let's go ahead and take a look. Velocity blue, right off the bat, that should be the first thing that you notice. Now, it has been a few years since the F-150 has been redesigned, but you know what? It still looks fresh. It still has a lot going on. I really think it was super smart to do the C-shape headlights and the way that the grille kind of interconnects to it perfectly locked in. I really like the touch. Now, right off the bat with the STX package, you are going to get these lower fog lamps. I like also the lower bumper being color matched. Very nice touch. As we come across the front, the grille area. So with the STX, this black gloss grille, this truck is really a nice street truck. It's not a 4x4 or anything like that, but you can have those work truck features with a nice appearance to get you down the road and looking good any day of the week. But I really just like the overall style of any F-150, especially this STX, because like I said, at the end of the day, this one MSRP around $40,000, a lot of good value. You can see the body lines that are sculpted into the hood, really gives you some great personality. As we come around the side, what I like is there's no plastic trim. You have nice metal fenders all the way around, 20-inch wheels. So this is another STX specific. This wheel, is it the sexiest wheel? No, but if you compare this to a standard F-150 XL, for sure. I do like the brushed aluminum, and I do like the gunmetal gray color here, but for a 20-inch wheel, looking good with the Velocity blue. As we come down, there's our F-150 badge, and I think it was smart too that with this being the STX package, they actually give you its own unique badge. So that's one easy way to say what type of trim level you have is look at the badge. This one is the STX, like I said, nice touch. Now, one zonk I'm gonna give, but I'm not gonna be too hardcore about it because of price point, are these mirrors. I wish they would have took the beautiful Velocity blue and spilled them on these mirrors, but hey, they're a good size mirror, and you'll see during the drive portion, they really allow you to see into those other lanes very, very easily. As we work our way down the Super Crew cab, STX, I do like the running boards that you get. They're just nice and simple, close to the body. It's got the Ford logo stamped into it. Just gives it a little bit more functionality and definitely in the looks department. As we work our way to the rear, another STX logo, and then to wrap it out back, I do like the overall look. Simple, to the point, F-150 stamped right there. You got a nice color matching metal rear bumper and just very clean underneath. Nothing hanging, nothing dangling, which is always a good plus. Let's see what we got for a bed in here. You're gonna have to be careful. You can't just drop this one, but that, like I said, STX, very good size bed, no frills. You get your own bed liner. You rhino spray this or however you want to protect your bed liner. It's up to you to protect the bed at the end of the day. But that's a good size. This is a full-size pickup truck. So you compare this to a Ranger, you can see why there's been a debate. But why don't we go ahead, check out what's underneath the hood powering this Ford F-150 STX. All right, guys, we got the hood open. As you can see, on all F-150s, no prop rod or anything like that. What is lurking underneath the hood? That is an EcoBoost motor. So when we say EcoBoost, that's going to be turbocharged. At the end of the day, you're looking at a 2.7 liter V6. It's mated to the 10-speed, that slick shifting 10-speed automatic transmission, 325 horsepower, 450 foot-pounds of torque. It's got 355 gears out in the rear, and guess what? MPGs, not too shabby. 20 in the city, 26 in the highway. I think that's the great thing about this truck overall, is the versatility and that bang for the buck feature for a full-size pickup truck. And I think really the sweetheart of the whole running gear is going to be that 10-speed automatic transmission, very quick shifting, and really seems to always know exactly what gear you want to be in. But let's go ahead and fire up this EcoBoost and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, inside the 2019 Ford F-150 STX. Come on in. Let's see what you get for the price. Now, at this price point, there is no center console. That could be a good thing. That could be a bad thing. If you want to fit 3 people across the front, it's a great thing. If you were hoping for all this storage and whatnot, there's not a lot to really use as the way you see it sitting. But think about price point. Let's go to the door panels. I like the way that they broke up the sea of black with some gray, with also the darker materials on the armrest. The armrest is hard as a rock, so don't expect too much comfort there. And the top portion of the door, actually the whole door panel, is all harder plastic. As you come into the dash, more hard plastic, more black plastic, but like I said, price point. You do get a pretty good, decent size 7-inch touchscreen, that sync system, which is really great working system. You have simple AC controls, no dual climate, but they do work well. 2 USBs, a 12 volt. You got your cup holders, some coin that you can put here. You lift this up, you got storage underneath. And then you could also bring back down this center portion, which would then have your armrest and whatnot underneath there. Seats are cloth, they are durable, and I like the look of them really well. The design is nice, no big major frills, but just enough to where they don't look like they're just base seats. I do really like, remember this is an XL, so you don't have any, well I shouldn't say you don't have any floor mats or anything. There's no carpet in this vehicle. For me, I like that because that's going to be super easy to clean at the end of the day. But why don't you come on over to the business side of things and I'll show you what's going on behind the wheel. All right guys, business side, on the driver's side, everything is manual. You know what? It works. Now you are going to have to turn the hands at time here to get some lower lumbar support. But once you got it, it feels good on your lower back. Everything else, manual controls. Got to think price point, right? I mean, that's what we're trying to focus on. Steering wheel, it's that Rubbermaid material. So it's not going to feel the greatest, but it is going to wear like a champ. The buttons, everything's blacked out, so that's nice how everything just kind of blends in together. And then the dash setup is really clean, very easy to read, very simple. But I like the way you have analog gauges all over the place. Plus you have in the center that little display. You can get your fuel, what am I thinking fuel? You're gonna get your tire pressure, speedometer, different functions, transmission temp, distance to empty. So you do have some functionality here overall with this F-150 STX trim. Let me just show you, you can, and I have, it just takes a second here, you can fold this down to where you have an armrest, and it is pretty soft. There's just no storage here. So if you're expecting some type of center storage, you're gonna need to go to a different trim level, but you have 2 cup holders and a place for your phone, which is nice, and it easily goes back up. But why don't we go ahead and check out the back seats of this F-150. All right guys, backseat time in the F-150. Here's really where your passengers are gonna love you. They're gonna hug you every day, kiss you every day, because if you went the Ranger route, you're not gonna have this much room. I mean, I could literally lay out in here and just take a nap, but I almost fell asleep, but sorry. Lots of room in here. I do like, check this out. You do have a 12 volt, you have 2 USBs back here. I know it looks a little goofy with the center portion up like this, but like I said, to have that 3 abreast up front, this is just something you're gonna have to deal with. I guess it'd be nice if there was a sliding cover, but remember, we are talking about price point. Speaking of price point, no sunroof or anything like that, and no sliding glass rear window. So if you want to pass something through, you're gonna have to break the glass. That's the only way you're gonna be able to do it. But overall, the amount of space back here would make my college apartment very, very jealous. But why don't we go ahead? We talked about the whole thing. Let's take this F-150 for a spin. All right, guys, we're in the 2019 Ford F-150. Remember, this is that STX trim level option. Automatically, I just love the vantage point you have in an F-150. And if you get down to Walker Ford and test drive an F-150 compared to the Ranger, you'll definitely see and feel the difference. Now, what's great about it is that the vantage point allows you to not feel like you're driving such a large vehicle, because this is a full-size pickup truck. Going down the road, you're not going to have any issues. Where you might have to do some practice, and you know, like they say, practice makes perfect, is when it comes to parking and stuff. I've noticed from driving certain F-150s, if you're not used to a big truck, it just takes a few seconds to practice to make sure you're in the parking spot. Especially, probably the worst place I've ever parked an F-150 was at the Tampa International Airport. The spots were really tight, and there really wasn't anywhere that I could fit in. Now, this does have that automatic start-stop feature there to please the EPA and whatnot, but you could shut it off. You do have to turn it off, though, every time you fire up the vehicle. If you ever wondered why don't they have that ever to where you could just defeat it permanently, it's because if they did that, and I'm not just saying Ford, any brand would lose whatever gain they got from the EPA. They would then take it back if it was defeatable. So, but sitting here, the cloth interior, that's one thing I do like about these cloth seats, is that they're very comfortable, very supportive. Rolling away with the EcoBoost, I'm telling you, it's gonna surprise you. If you are a V8 guy or girl and you haven't been in one of these EcoBoosts, even though this one is the 2.7 liter, it's gonna surprise you, especially with the 10-speed automatic transmission. This STX has 355 gears, so that's also gonna help aid with overall drivability and acceleration. As you can see, living in Florida, you have people that crisscross every which way. Nobody really likes to use a turn signal. They're probably broken on their cars, but just driving very comfortable, quiet as well. These cabins have gotten quieter over the years, and if you go all the way up to a limited trim on an F-150, they even use thicker window glass and whatnot. So these are the types of things that you're going to find when it comes to fit and finish. Overall, like I said earlier, the instrumentation is very simple, but it's easy to figure out and easy to read at a glance. And then when you go over to the infotainment system, to have the 7-inch screen, real easy to just navigate through just by touching the screen. Or if you want to use the radio controls, you could also use the radio controls as well. And then you have simple AC functions. If you're not worried about dual climate and all that, that's where you're going to be able to save money in your wallet by going this route, because like I said, MSRP $40,000 for this F-150, and if you go and look at some Rangers, very, very close to that same price point. Get on the loud pedal from a dead stop. I'm telling you, with the 400 foot-pounds of torque, you can sense that wheel spin. This thing will get you going very quickly. Yes, you don't have the rumble of a V8, but boy, you can hear those twin turbos building up the boost. And that's the great thing is you're not waiting around for any boost to kick in, because they really have mapped the whole system perfectly with the tune that they're running to get you the torque exactly where you want it to be. But just driving down this highway road here, very smooth. It's not floaty, easy to keep into your lane, and just overall very, very pleasant, especially, I'm gonna say it again, at this particular price point. I do like the lighter gray headliner. That does make it a little bit lighter in here. There is a lot of dark black, but that's just something that you're gonna have to deal with when it comes to this particular trim level. A little bit of action going on in the Pinellas Park area. Very interesting, but we're gonna keep on filming here. No accidents are gonna stop us. Get on the throttle. 10-speed doing its job. Very, very smooth. The shifts are very precise, very quick, not noisy, and just overall, this truck is a pleasure to drive. When it comes to just visibility, piece of cake. Now, yes, it would be nice to have that rear glass with a sliding window in it, but you know, if that's something that you're never going to use or don't need, it's really not that big of a deal. But it really just cleans up looking out the back window, that's for sure. All you have are the rear window defroster lines. Other than that, it's nice and clear. Mirrors, I really love the mirrors on
all F-150s. They're nice and large, and they also have that extra wide angle mirror to let you look really far into that next lane over so that you can stay nice and safe. And at the end of the day, you got a great truck, great price, good MPGs, and you can still take it to work, take your wife out to dinner, take the kids to school, and it's a good looking truck. Really, really is. But we're gonna go ahead, hopefully this was enough to give you a taste of this F-150. We're gonna go ahead and get back to Walker Ford and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second.
All right, guys, it's been another wonderful day here at Walker Ford. Definitely got to thank Frank Walker, Weston Walker, Denise, Tracy, Austin, Mark, Benji, Greg. Everybody here is so welcoming and so accommodating to Rady's Rides. But this is the big question. Is this F-150 that value price leader to get you into a full-size truck at a great price? It's really up to you. We went over the vehicle. Hopefully you enjoyed this topic. If you like to see things like this on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in that comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. Check out all my different forms of social media. If you want to get yourself some Rady's Rides merch and help support the channel, click the link in the description, takes you right to Spreadshirt. And then of course, the man of the millennium, I don't even know what would be bigger than millennium, but right now that's what we're celebrating. The man of the millennium, Big Guns McGee, Tom Mosher, working the camera, winning the gold at his competitions, winning the love from all of his fans, especially certain particular ladies. So thank you, Tom, for all your hard work and that protein-enriched diet that you have. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.